Hello everybody, my name is Necroxus and I wanted to give a little bit of an update video. I think the last thing you've heard from me, if you just follow my YouTube, is that I put a video out saying, what do you want the next character video to be? And that's still planning on coming eventually at some point, but for some reason the clear winner was Kel'Thuzad, so that's cool. He actually was my favorite character before I started getting into the lore, because I've explained this before, but I played Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, WoW, and it was like the Onyxia event in Vanilla was like the beginning of it, but then the Sunwell stuff in Burning Crusade, and then after that I started really getting into the story. But before that, I really liked Kel'Thuzad as both the Necromancer and as a Lich, so I'm happy to do the character video on him. It'll be coming eventually, but more of the point of this video is to explain the lack of content, and I know people always roll their eyes when it's, it's a video like this, and why I'm not doing this thing, and because they're lazy or blah 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 blah, and I guess in the end that's probably true, but I just wanted to give you guys some more explanation, not to get too deep super immediately, but December, winter always for me is not a great time of year. I've talked about this and I've mentioned it various different places and times, but I don't think I've ever sat down and explained a lot of it. I mentioned it in my Games of the Year last year during the StarCraft section, but I suffer from pretty bad chronic depression. So most of the year I'm usually fine. And it's probably something that I will have always, forever, for the rest of my life. Right now, I'm not really taking medicine for it because I don't have the proper health insurance, but that's besides the point, and the reasonings for it are besides the point. Maybe one day I'll make a video talking about it more in depth, but my point is, winter is always the time where it hits me, really hard. And I know that's true of a lot of people. Winter is famously the depressing part of the year because it gets dark really early. January specifically for a lot of people, although it's usually the end half of December for me, and then January and some of February. But January specifically is really bad for a lot of other people because it's the beginning of the year, and people have all of their Christmas debt just hit them, and they have their New Year's resolution, which a month after the end of January, people tend to not fulfill it, and then they get depressed about that. But for me, winter for a long time now has been the part where the depression hits me really badly. And some people, when they get depressed, they're still able to function even though they're putting on a mask. They're really obviously not okay, but they're able to. I'm not like that. I get really lethargic. I don't really want to do much. Sometimes I'll just lay in bed all day. It hasn't gotten there yet this year, but I know it's coming at some point. But my point here is, I've lost the passion for Warcraft has gone down substantially for me. So that's part of the reason why the videos have been coming out slowly. We don't have to rehash Warlords of Draenor and Legion stuff again to understand, if you've listened to me for any amount of time, why my passion for this franchise has almost died off. But I still do play the game, and I still like it. I like it. I don't love it like I used to, but I still like it. I actually, 2 days ago on Saturday, I hit I completed 34 traits on my Destruction Artifact weapon, so you can still see I'm still playing the game. Just maybe an hour every other day or something, which is a sad state of affairs for an expansion that's 3 months old. But regardless, the passion for it kind of is drained away, and unfortunately, because in my opinion they've really sacrificed the lore for the gameplay, a lot of my passion for the lore has drained away. I still do have passion for it, probably more than just for the game itself. And like I said, I'm still going to be making character videos, and Kel'Thuzad will be the first one that I do, but I wanted to explain that's part of the reason why the videos have stopped. There's not a lot of To be honest, because I've been kind of in a rut and YouTube for the last couple of months, actually, well, July, August, and September, and even July, August, September, and October actually have been really good months for me on YouTube. I actually made enough money in the span of those 4 months to almost sustain my own personal income living. But November, that dropped off completely. Just to give you like an example, in October I made like $250 from YouTube, and then in November you don't get your earnings until the next month, so I won't get my November earnings until the end of this month. But I can, based on the percentage that I get and how much I totally earned, I can pretty much guess what I'm gonna get, and it's gone from like $250 to like $14. So there's another side of YouTube where it's like, I want to do all of these things, but nobody watches them. And I don't blame you guys, because the channel originally was Warcraft lore, and when people come to the channel, I believe they expect just to watch that. And some people do watch random Let's Plays of stuff that I do, like, Kingdom Hearts I did a Let's Play of, or the StarCraft stuff, or, all the Telltale stuff that'll come back again in the end of the video. But, like, almost nobody does. Those who do, great, I'm glad you do. But it's hard for me to divest. Oh my gosh, speaking is hard today. To invest so much time in, recording them and editing them and doing all the stuff that goes along with making videos, because it's not just, contrary to popular belief, it's not just sit down, hit fraps, and start recording and then put the video up. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that you guys don't see. So it's a big time investment to do stuff like Let's Plays, especially when they get like no views. So I've also been struggling with that, but I've got a point where I'm just like, screw it. People who aren't going to watch them aren't, and they might just leave the channel. And if they do, sorry, but that's your prerogative. I've said before I want to bring Final Fantasy IX back, and I do, because I still, like, every day I wake up and I want to play it, and I'm still at the place that I was the last episode. I think it was episode 9 of Final Fantasy IX. I still want to keep playing it more, because it's like my third favorite game of all time, my second favorite Final Fantasy game. But every time I turn it on, I'm like, oh shit, I should be recording this. So that'll be coming back. I promise it's coming back. So I guess the point of this whole video is, I'm sorry for the lack of content, but there's going to be a lot less WoW stuff. I've said that before many times, but I don't know. I feel like I always, like an addict, go back and start doing a bunch of WoW stuff again. I will be taking a look at the 7.2 PTR whenever that finally decides to go up. But until then, Final Fantasy IX will be coming back. Next week, next Tuesday, actually, the 20th, and I didn't even know this until yesterday, Telltale Walking Dead Season 3 is starting. And they're releasing both Episode 1 and Episode 2 on the 20th. So we're going to be doing that. I've done all of the Walking Dead seasons, well, the 2 of them, that they've put out. I haven't done, like, the ancillary stuff, like Michonne and all the shit that's more tied to the show. I like doing just the game that's tied to the comic. So I've done the first 2 seasons, and you can find that on the channel. But on the 20th, Season 3 is coming back. We're going to be recording it, putting it up on the channel, so that's pretty cool. And look forward to that. Clementine's back again. Yay! I said before at the end of Game of Thrones that I was done with Telltale, and the caveat that I left myself was, if they prove themselves again, I'll come back. And although I didn't buy Batman from Telltale, I watched somebody play it, and I quite liked it a lot. And I was like, alright, well, Telltale seems like, for the most part, the choices seem to actually matter, except for, like, the Two-Face stuff. I'm not going to spoil it, but people who have played it, you might know, you'll know, regardless of what you do in that scenario, Two-Face happens, which kind of bums me out. But other than that, the choices have been pretty impactful, and I've liked the story, and I liked how they reinterpreted some of the Batman characters, and Walking Dead was always something that I was going to come back to. Game of Thrones, I'm done. I'm out with Game of Thrones. Screw that shit. That was terrible. But Walking Dead's coming back. I'm super excited for that. And then, another thing that apparently has always had this release date that I didn't even know, even though I watched the announcement at E3 live as it happened, but maybe it just never hit me. Resident Evil 7 is coming out next month. on January 24th, I think, or around there. I found that out Sunday, and I was like, oh shit! Like, I'm low-key, like, an incredible Resident Evil fan. Like, it's one of my top franchises I came to realize yesterday. Like, I picture myself talking about, like, my top franchises of games, and it's like Zelda and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and Fallout and Elder Scrolls and Warcraft and StarCraft, and then I was like, Resident Evil's on there too. I've played like all the games and I love them all, and I'm replaying some of them right now. Actually, my Steam is open and I'm playing Resident Evil Revelations. I took a break to make this video in between the playing some of it. So I'm super excited for that. I'll try to record it and put it on the channel. We'll see how it does and see how a first person. I didn't realize it was like first person, which is gonna scare the shit out of me. I'm playing definitely with the lights on. I don't even care. I get scared easily with stuff like that, and it doesn't seem to be as much jump scares as just like the creepiness, and that's what really gets to me, like the creepy atmosphere. Jump scares are just jump scares. It's like, oh shit, and then you're done. But the creepy atmospheres are like, oh god, I don't, oh, it's like you get that tingle on your spine and it just is there for like a 30 minutes or so. So we'll try to record that. That's just something going to be up next month. But other than that, I just wanted to give you guys a general overview on what's been going on, some of my stuff, my personal stuff, for why the channel is not doing as well. Like I said, it's actually a pretty consistent pattern. Last year at the same time, I might have even made a video like this last year, and I don't remember, but last year at the same time, the uploads started going slower. The year before that, at the same time, the uploads were slower. So, which really sucks, because this time of the year is the best for ad revenue on YouTube, because it's Christmas and everyone can barf all their ads up on before all the videos and you get paid more per ad. But for me, it's just, I hate it. I can't. It's one of those things you are going to have for your whole life. So it's kind of one of those things you have to get used to, which is unfortunate. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Final Fantasy IX will be starting at some point this week, and then, like I said, next week, Telltale. If history holds true, it's usually like 3 episodes per game episode, so it'll be 6 episodes, because there are 2, like I said, coming up. So that'll be, Tuesday through Sunday next week, and then who knows, maybe frickin' 7.2 will finally go up, even though it seems like they're lagging behind again, even though they doubled their team size, because fuck Warcraft, World of Warcraft, I guess. We gotta make $1 bajillion on shitty Hearthstone expansions. So, whenever that goes up, we'll be doing that. But other than that, Resident Evil, a little bit later next year. I tend to do, or I've tried the last couple of years. I've been successful on one year, and then not another year, and then the year after that, I was also successful to do streams on New Year's Eve. I'm still planning on trying to do that. We'll see what's out and what we could play, but stay tuned for all of that. My Twitch is Necroxus9 or Necroxus Z. I had both, and one of them I couldn't get into the account anymore. But the Twitch that I use still is, if you go to the channel information, it's on there. So feel free to follow that if you want. But until then, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being so understanding and awesome. At least there's some good news today. I wonder if the camera could even see these. See how shitty my glasses look? Can you see like all the marks on that lens? Or this one? Maybe not. No? Well, either way. I'm getting new glasses today! So, hooray! I've had these glasses for like 8 years. And I'm really excited to get to go pick up new glasses today. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome. And yeah. Farewell.